there is a champion in you. Yes, there is. There is a champion in you. Today I'm looking at 8 building blocks that will help you become the champion you desire to be. The first one is the mindset of a champion. The mindset of a champion. This is very important. The mindset of a champion. I must say to you that today, it is what is between your ears that matters than anything else. Today, I want you to realize that the gold mine is actually with you right there between your ears. It's your mindset. If you could have the mindset of a champion, you shall be a champion. I'll not tell you because this other side you know already. If you have the mindset of poverty, you shall remain in poverty. If you have a mindset of a failure, you shall be a failure. If you have a mindset of just gossipers, you shall be a gossiper. But when you have a mindset of a champion, you shall be a champion. That's it. There are no two ways about it. There's no magic about it. There's no magic about it. It's not about your height. It's not about how much you weigh. It's not about who was your father. Believe me, if you don't have this mindset of a champion, you can never be a champion. You can never be a champion. You can never be a champion. That's why it is my prayer that today, if you have not engaged your brain to think as champions think, my prayer is that may this particular session, may this video you're watching, may this time you are spending add value to your life. Add value to your life. In the Bible, there's a gentleman by the name of Apostle Paul. In the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 13 and the verse is 11. He said something very interesting there. And as you know probably what is there, I'll still share with you what is there. He said these words. He says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things. This is profound to me. This verse is so profound to me. For Paul is saying, when he became a man, what are these childish things, Paul? He says, the childish things I put away are only 3 things. And he mentions them in the verse. Number 1, it says how I used to speak because I used to speak like a child. Number 2, it says how I used to understand things because I used to understand things like a child. Then the other one, he says how I used to think because I used to think like a child. Therefore, when you want to become a mature lady, a mature man, successful lady, successful man, here are the 3 things that will change in your life. Number 1, the way you speak. The way you speak. Your vocabulary will change completely. You no longer bring about excuses to become like the main thing in your life. You will say no to any excuse. Yes, you'll say no to any excuse because your language itself will be different. Even when you have this self-talk about yourself, when you are addressing yourself, you will not say, oh, I am a weak fellow, I am a failure, I am a what? No. You will always speak positive things about yourself. You declare to yourself to say, I am unstoppable. I am a champion. I am a winner. I am an eagle that will fly high. You will speak those positive things. That's what Paul is saying. That I changed how I used to speak. The second thing is, he says how I used to understand things, I changed. That means he changed his environment. How he used to understand things, how he used to look at things, he changed. And let me tell you the truth. If you cannot interact with people who are different from you, you never change how you look at things. Paul says, what made me to be a man is because the way I understood things, I had to change from that childish way. I had to change. I had to change. No wonder, even when you love your little boy, and the boy says, Daddy, I am only 11, but I can drive this car, you never give the keys to your child because of understanding. Now, the third one is exciting. He says, I used to think as a child, and now I put away my childish things or my childish thinking. And I think this is very important, that we need to think differently. When you think differently, it shall be well. Let me tell you a story. You may know or read about it. A gentleman by the name of Mike Tyson. He was a deadly fellow when he was young. And it is recorded that for 41 of them, he had not lost a single boxing match. He had not lost any. In fact, at that time, people had said that it's a sheer waste of time to go in the ring with Mike Tyson because the results are already known, that he's going to be a winner. Until one day, a gentleman who had to think differently by the name of Douglas, Pastor Douglas. Pastor Douglas had to think differently. When his mother said to him that you can be the world champion, son, you can be the world champion, son. And he had to think different. He asked some people, says, I can defeat Mike Tyson. They said, you're wasting your time. You know how Mike Tyson does it. When he goes in the ring, you better enjoy the curtain raisers, because when Mike Tyson comes in, it's just within seconds, the match is gone. It's over. So you will not make it. But he had to think differently. Yes, right out there in Tokyo. That's where the match was held. And when the match was held in Tokyo, let me tell you something interesting. That he went in the ring. And he says, in memory of my mother, that time the mother had now died. He says, in memory of my mother, I'm going to defeat Mike Tyson. He had to change his thinking. He says, I'm going to defeat Mike Tyson. And when he went in the ring, he, as it was expected, he really received them from Mike Tyson. He went down, but he still got up because his thinking was driving him. Now it was no longer the pain, it was no longer the blows, it was no longer the muscles, but his mind driving him to say, in memory of my mother, I will defeat Mike Tyson. Did he defeat Mike Tyson? Yes, he did. And that has been recorded up to this date as the greatest upset in the boxing history. He defeated Mike Tyson, the first loss in the professional life of Mike Tyson. First loss. Yes. And it's all because of somebody who thought differently. Yes. Who thought differently. My prayer is this, that why don't you think differently? Think differently. There's another gentleman in the boxing history by the name of Muhammad Ali. From the age of 12, he used to tell his friends, the age of 12, he used to tell his friends, he says, I am the greatest and I'm going to be the world heavyweight champion. That was Muhammad Ali. Yeah. From the age of 12, he kept saying, I am the greatest and I'm going to be the world heavyweight champion. When he became the world champion for the first time, before he met his opponent, he declared to the world, he says, I am the greatest and I'm going to be the world heavyweight champion. Did he become the world heavyweight champion? Yes, he did. Not even once, not even twice, but 3 times he won it. What changed? It was all because of his thinking. From his tender age, he kept thinking that he is the world champion, and he became one. In Africa, let me tell you of another gentleman. His name is David Oyedepo. David Oyedepo. David Oyedepo is the richest, the wealthiest preacher, probably in Africa. But certainly, it's recorded by Forbes that he is the wealthiest preacher in Nigeria. There's something from David Oyedepo that caught my attention. He says he has 4 very important rooms in his house, if you like. He says in his life, he has 4 very important rooms. And he mentions these rooms that he has in his life. He says, number 1, he has his prayer room, where he goes to pray. Where he goes to pray. So he's not just a pastor, but he is a praying pastor. He says he has this prayer room. He goes to pray in the prayer room. But David Oyedepo says he also has his study room. The study room is where he goes to study. That's where his library is. He goes to study books. He goes to watch and listen and interact with other minds. That's David Oyedepo. He has this study room. But he also mentions another room. He says he has his office where he meets with people. He has his office there. But his 4th room is of great interest to me. His 4th room says it is his thinking room. David Oyedepo. What is that? He says, this one is my thinking room. It's not for prayers. It's not for studying. It's not my office. It's just my thinking room. He says that when he goes into that room, he doesn't go there with books to read. He goes there with books to write. He goes there with a laptop, not to watch anything, but with a laptop to type certain things that comes to him. It is his thinking room. He's there to do nothing but thinking. When was the last time you sat and began to think? When was the last time you began to think? Or are you just a photocopy of others? God has given you something unique. And if you cannot take time to think, you never give this world the uniqueness that God created you with. Why don't you give us that uniqueness that you have? And this can only come when you think. When you think, then you give us that one. I'm glad that you could have this moment. And after this moment, take time to think. And it shall be well with you when you take time to think. Coach Pat Williams said something very interesting. This is a celebrated American coach. He said something very, very interesting about thinking. And I want to share with you. He said, champions think positive thoughts. And he says this is the one that forms their attitude. Champions think positive thoughts, and this really changes their attitudes. But it doesn't end there. This coach says champions think correct thoughts. And he says that's why champions are able to forgive. Champions will never be driven by anger or grudges. Champions are able to think. Why? Because champions think correct thoughts. Coach Pat Williams also said the champions think big thoughts, and this enables them to do big things. Before things can be, there must be the thinking. If you think small things, you always give birth to small things. But if you think big things, you always be a champion because you do big things. Pat Williams also says champions think pure thoughts. Pure thoughts. No wonder they're able to manage their emotions. No wonder they're able to live with integrity. Because champions think pure thoughts. Pat Williams also says champions think unique thoughts. They have these unique thoughts, which makes them just unique from others. They have these unique thoughts. Bring the uniqueness in you. Yes, bring the uniqueness in you. And it's because you are a champion. Yes, because you're a champion. I must tell you that the mind food is actually the best environment for your mind and for your growth. And allow me to say to you that today people are not looking for manpower. They are looking for mind power. They are looking for mind power. And therefore I must ask you, what do you feed your mind with? What do you feed your mind with? It was Agre, a Ghanaian hero, who once said that my people of Africa, you are eagles, but people have made you to think that you are chickens. And this powerful Ghanaian says, but you are not chickens. Therefore, don't feed on chickens' food. Agre says, you are eagles. Stretch forth your wings and fly, because you are eagles. What do you feed your mind on? Feed your mind on things that can help you with your thinking. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so he is. Keep thinking positive thoughts, and it shall be well with you. Because the Bible says, we shall only be transformed by the renewing of our mind. By changing the way we think, we can be transformed. I want to get to the second building block. We are done with the first one, which is the mindset of a champion. Now, I want to get to the second building block. And the second building block is dream big. Yes, you got me right. Dream big. Dream big. And let me say this. Don't allow anyone to come to you and say, no, you are dreaming too big. How can you have such kind of dreams? Look at you, you have no money. How can you have such kind of dreams? Look at you, you don't even have parents. How can you have such kind of dreams? Look at you, look at even the corner of Africa where you come from, or the corner of Zambia where you come from. How can you have such kind of dreams? No, dream big. They're your dreams. They're not dreams for other people. They don't belong to other people. They're your dreams. Dream big dreams. There's one speech by Martin Luther. I'm sure you remember that powerful speech by Martin Luther King Jr. Martin Luther King Jr. says, I have a dream. And he goes on with his dream. But let me say this. While his dream was so powerful that even his little children and everyone else should not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. His dream was so powerful indeed. But let me ask a question. What is your dream? Because that was Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. How about yours? What is your dream? You must have your own dream. I have met a lot of holy men and holy women that will tell you, it's not good to be ambitious. It's not good to be ambitious. Be humble. Be humble. No, that's not correct. Yeah, the opposite of being humble is not being ambitious. Be ambitious. There is no any person in this world who has achieved great things who has never been ambitious. Be ambitious in your life, and that very ambition will drive you. It is the fuel that will drive you. Is it not Caltex that you have this particular tagline that says, what drives you? To them, they are saying, if it is not Caltex oil, what else can drive you? Let me tell you, what can drive you to achieve your dreams, to achieve your goals, to achieve things in your life is ambition. Be ambitious in life. And by the way, let me say this. To be ambitious is not being selfish. To be ambitious is not where you wake up and say, I want to kill so-and-so. I want to step on so-and-so. I want to pull so-and-so. I want to assassinate the character of so-and-so so that I can rise, so that I can go to greater heights, so that I can get to that position. That is not being ambitious. Be ambitious in an honorable way. Be ambitious in an honorable way. Because that one is selfishness. That one is selfishness. I wish you could read the story of Judas in the Bible. He was selfish. He got money out of selfishness. And later he didn't even enjoy the money. Instead, he even killed himself. Are you ambitious? Be ambitious. Don't be selfish. Be ambitious. Those who are ambitious, when they are climbing up, they even pull others up. Those who are ambitious, as they are climbing up, they even bless others. Those who are ambitious, as they are climbing up, they become mentors and coaches to others so that others also can succeed. Those are the ones who are ambitious. Be ambitious in your life. It's very important because that will be fuel to help you run and grow in life. The other thing I want to share with you about big dreams is that decide exactly what you want in your life. Decide exactly what do you want in your life. Decide exactly what you want. Let me share with you this. And I say it really from experience because I interact with a lot of young people. I interact with a lot of young people. Yes. And you, as you interact with them, I've observed something. You find a young person who say, I want to go to school. What do you want to do? They don't know. I want to get rich. What do you mean? They don't know. I want money. What do you mean? They don't know. They'll tell you certain things which you'll be surprised that they tell you of these things, but yet they don't know. They'll tell you, I'm not in university because I don't have money. You ask them, how much money? They say, I don't know. It's so interesting. I want you to know that in life, clarity is very important. It's very, very important in your life. You must be clear of what exactly you want in your life. This will help you even as you dream big. Clarity is very important. What is it exactly that you want in your life? Many young people will tell you, I want a job. What job? Say, anything you can give me. Help me with some money. How much? Anything you can give me. No, clarity is very, very important. Clarity is very important. Be clear in your life. What exactly do you want? If you can be clear in your life exactly what you want, it will help you a lot. And this gives us the next thing. The next thing is take action on your dreams. Whatever your dreams are, take action on your dreams. You can dream as big as you wish, but if you can't take action, those dreams are as good as not being there. In fact, let me even give them a name. They're just wishes. They're just wishes. If you dream, let me tell you, take action on your dream. That's why those dreams that are born on January 1, they don't work. Those dreams that are born on December 31st, they don't work. Whatever day you get some enlightenment, whatever day you get some information, whichever day you get some knowledge, whichever day you get an idea and you dream big, start engaging those gears and take action towards your dream. Take action towards your dream and you'll never be the same again. The other thing I want to share with you is, as you have your dream, do something towards your dream every day. It doesn't matter whether it is just 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Just do something towards your dream on a daily basis. It will keep the fire burning. It will keep your enthusiasm. It will keep you to remain passionate. It will keep you still obsessed and possessed by your dreams. I'm saying to you, it will help you to be focused. Do something every single day. Even when no one can see that you are moving. Do you know what? Invest in your dream. Invest in your dream. Invest in your dream. Very important. Invest in your dream. And I know now you're even thinking about money. And as you invest in your dreams, I want you to know that it's not just a financial investment that your dreams need. You may be surprised that what your dreams need is actually much more of skills development. To develop some skills, to develop some abilities within yourself. So you'll be surprised that actually what you need is not just a financial investment into your dream. But abilities, that means if you need to take a course, take a course. If you need to study something online, study something online. If you need to watch certain videos on YouTube, watch certain videos on YouTube in that particular area. The other thing that I want you to realize about dreams is that never give up on your dreams until I just love this point. Never give up on your dreams until. Let me give you this illustration, a very simple one, which you can relate to very, very easily. You know of children. When they're born, they can't run, they can't walk, they can't stand. They'll be there when they try to stand and they fall, and they try to stand and they fall. They'll be there when they try to walk and then they can't walk and then they fall. They try to walk and then they fall. The question I have is, do parents say, no, my boy has fallen too many times. It's enough now. I would rather my boy keep crawling, never to walk because has fallen too many times. No. The issue, the key word is until the child can walk, until the child can run, until the child can stand. So even yourself, never give up on your dreams until you achieve your dream, until you experience that fulfillment of achieving your dreams, until you may find obstacles, you may find detours, you may find potholes, you may find some anthills, you may find this and that along the way, but the key word is until. Never give up on your dreams, and don't allow anyone to take your dream away from you. Never give up on your dream. You may delay to achieve it than you ever thought, but never give up on your dream. Just never give up on your dream. Can I give you some good news? Keep running with your dream. And when you keep running with your dream, this world has this particular tendency of giving room to somebody who knows where he is going. So dream. Dream, just simply dream. You may not have the money, but dream. You may not have the connections, but dream. You may not have the previous experience, but dream. You may not have anything on your CV that shows like you can achieve it, but dream. You may not have maybe even the professional qualification, but dream. Just keep dreaming, 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 and dream. Simply dream big. And God is on your side. You achieve your dreams. I'd like to share with you, my dear friends, the third building block to become the champion you desire to be. Goals. Yes. And let me share with you that goals are very important. The dreams that you have, but with a deadline. Goals is the dreams that you have, but with a particular purpose to say, this is where I want to end. Goals are things that gives you parameters that you can't go this way, you can't go that way. You have to go this way. Goals are so important. Goals are so important. The way we are created as human beings, without deadlines, we don't do great things. Yes, without deadlines, we don't do great things. But when we have deadlines, we do great things. I want you to know that you need goals in your life for you to achieve great things in your life and become the champion that God created you to be. Yes, because a goal is an objective or a purpose. Yes, a goal, I love this one. A goal is just a dream. But a dream that you're working on. Yes, it's not just a dream somewhere. No, it's a dream that you're working on. That's a goal. Yes, that's a goal. That as you think of your goals, it's not where you're coming from that matters. It's not where you are that matters. But what matters is where you are going. And so when you look at goals, you're answering the question, where am I going? And then the other question is, how do I get there? So where am I now? Where am I going? And how will I get there? And then your goals coming to get you there. Your goals coming to get you there. So goals are very important in your life. To set goals of what you want to be, of what you want to achieve. So when you set those goals, that's very, very important. And these goals can be in different things. You can have goals in your spiritual life, and you say, maybe my goal is to read one chapter in the Bible a day. My goal is to pray 2 times in a day, 3 times in a day. That's your goal. That's your goal. So those are goals. You can have goals in your social life. You can have goals in your career. You can have goals in your financial life. You can have goals for your relationships. You can have goals in all these things. Because let me tell you that for you to be successful, you cannot just be successful financially. You must be successful actually in your financial life. You must be successful in what you are doing. You must be successful in your relationship. You must be successful in many other things in your life, including your health. So when you are successful in all these areas, then it is well with your soul. And this can only come when now you know where you are and where you're going, and now how do you get there. Set goals that will stretch you. Don't set goals that will not stretch you, and don't set goals that will discourage you. In fact, I must just remind you of something you know already, that your goals must be smart. Smart. S, of course, standing for specific. M standing for measurable. A standing for attainable. And then R standing for realistic. And T standing for time-bound. So your goals must be smart goals. And smart goals are these ones I've shared with you. They must be specific. Don't say, no, I want to lose weight. To lose weight from what to what? Don't just say, no, I want to be exercising. Exercising how many minutes, how many days in a week? Please, it's important for you to have specific goals and have measurable ones. Have measurable ones where you're able to say, by such a time, I want to achieve this. By this time, I want to do this. And have those goals in your life. Yes, have those goals in your life. Yes, have those goals. And then those goals must be attainable. Don't set goals which are unrealistic. No, set goals which are attainable. And when you achieve those goals, here is my counsel to you. Each time you achieve your goal, what you should do is celebrate your victory. Celebrate your success. Don't wait until you get to the finishing line. Celebrate your journey to the finishing line. If you're losing weight, and let's say you are at 90 kg and you want to lose weight and you want to come, say, to 80 kg. Okay, so when you're at 90 and then after probably you're now exercising, and after a week you check and you discover you're at 90, celebrate, because at least you have not increased. And when you keep celebrating every single one of them, it will give you the motivation to do more in your life. But there was one gentleman who once said a statement which caught me some years back. His name is Mutoya Jr. from Zimbabwe. He said, pursue your goals until they beg for mercy. Hey, Mutoya. He says, pursue your goals until they beg for mercy. Yes, pursue your goals until they beg for mercy. All I want to say to you is pursue your goals. Don't pay attention to the pain you're going through. Pursue your goals. The motivation of saying, why? Why? Why am I pursuing these goals? Why do I have these goals? Find that motivation. What will achieving this goal enable me to be? You ask yourself another question. What will achieving these goals enable me to become? What will achieve these goals enable me to have? What will achieve these goals enable me to do? Yes. What will it enable me to feel? Ask yourself what those goals, once you achieve them, what will they enable you to be, to feel, to become, to do? And then the last one is, what will they enable you to have? Yes. So to be should be the first one, not necessarily to have. It should not be the first one. What is to be, what you become, should be the number one thing. And we have seen people who go out, do volunteer work. One day, the work they did on voluntary basis pays them hugely. That all the years they did on volunteer is all paid for. But those who don't want to volunteer because all they want is what they can have, they don't achieve great things in their life. Friends, I must stress that when we think of goals, it's not only what the finishing line looks like, but it is also the experience to the finishing line. We have covered dream big. We have covered having goals. Now I want to look at strategy. Yes, of course, on goals, we'll have another session just on goals. But now, let me move to strategy. You can't do whatever you think of doing, those dreams and the goals you have, without a strategy. You must have a strategy. And in fact, when we come to this issue of strategy, this is where even preparation is involved. There's something that has been taught for many years now. About those P, and so on, okay? That proper prior preparation prevents poor performance. Proper prior preparations prevents poor performance. You need to prepare, because if you don't prepare, you will have poor performance. It's like somebody who is involved in sales. All they do each time, they wake up, put on a necktie, they rush out every morning. You discover that the one who takes time to prepare, they achieve more. Why? Because they now come up with a strategy. A strategy is important for you to achieve the goals that you have. A strategy is very important for you to achieve the dreams and realize the dreams that you have, even things you never thought you're going to achieve. Yes, so strategy is very, very important. Sit down, come up with a strategy on how you're going to achieve your dreams and your goals. For example, if you have a goal, you break down your goal into smaller things. For example, if you have a goal, in 10 years' time, what you will become. 5 years, what you become. 3 years, what you become. Break that goal from 3 years to 1 year. What is it that you need to achieve in a year for you to achieve your 5-year goal? Then break it down to quarter. Then break it down to a month. Because let me tell you, once you break it down to a month, there are two things that will happen now. It means your goal now looks smaller, and at the same time, it looks more user-friendly, that it can be achievable. Okay? But yet, if you're consistent every month, and you achieve your goals, you will achieve your annual goal. And once you achieve your annual goal, it means you can achieve your 5-year goal. Because when you break it down into a weekly thing, you break it down into, say, daily goal. Oh, I tell you, you will be amazed what will happen. Just daily now, you'll be amazed what will happen. If, for example, if you're in sales, your strategy should include this. That the more people you see, the more people you sell to. Now, if this is now something that you're working on, that the more people you see, the more people you sell to, it means you need to look at now, how do I see more people so that I can sell to more people? Because you can't see less people and sell to more. No. So the more people you see, the more people you sell to. Because this is what we call in sales, the sales funnel. That you must have more prospects than you have the other things. Now, if that is the case, then for you, your strategy should be, I need to prospect. Prospecting becomes your key strategy. I must say that it's not just prospecting. When you sit down, you look at a number of things. It means you sit down to look at now, let me have my specialized market. It doesn't end there. You look at now your specialized products that can meet the needs of that market. It doesn't end there. You now look at the territory. You have this specialized territory. Where do I go now? You have this specialized territory. And once you do that, you go a long way in whatever you're doing. You go a long way. You even specialize in now the approaches that you're going to take in order to meet that particular market that you are thinking of. Very important indeed. Now, as we move from this one, I want to go to the fifth. The fifth one is focus. Yes, you have the mind of a champion. Yes, now we are so excited because you're dreaming big. Yes, now you have your goals. It's not just your goals, but your strategy to meet your goals. But you need to focus. If you can focus, you achieve great things. The reason many people have failed in many areas of their lives is because of lack of focus. You must focus on one thing, no matter the things that come your way. And that's the only way that you achieve great things. I've read in the Bible where it says, this one thing I do. Why don't you have the one thing I do and you do it now? If you can just focus on one thing, you'll be amazed that indeed you achieve great things in life. Many people have not achieved great things because they lack focus. That's why I think we need more young people to get coaches, to have mentors. Because if you can have mentors, if you can have coaches, let me tell you, you will not be wandering from this thing and to the other. You will be focused. Because a focused person will be unstoppable no matter what. No matter what is happening around him or her, that person will be unstoppable. I want you to realize something. That once you have that, you develop what we call self-discipline. Remember, the key word is self. So it's not just discipline, but there's self-discipline. This is where you don't need somebody to help you. No, it's self-discipline. It's you to discipline yourself. And this is the thing which is common to all successful men and women. Self-discipline will write off all the excuses in your life. Self-discipline will help you to be able to do great things. Why is self-discipline so important? Because I want you to know that many people who become successful in their life, they are not successful on camera. Was it the ancient boy who was asked, on this race that you have done, which one was the most difficult part of it? And he says, I didn't have any difficult part. He says that actually, for me, that Jamaican says, where I find difficulties is for me to be disciplined to do my training. It's for me to be disciplined to train when cameras are not there. Not this one when cameras are there. Not this one when I have a crowd cheering. No, this one is not difficult. The difficult part is when I am training. When I am out there are no cameras. So I must say to you, when you are burning the midnight oil, you need that self-discipline. When you wake up so early to go out for exercises, you need that particular self-discipline. When you leave out the things that will not help you in your life and focus on things that will help you in your life, to say, this is the thing that will help me in my life, you need that particular self-discipline. So I'm just saying to you, my dear friend, that you need self-discipline for you to be successful in your life. Remember, it's not everything that adds value to your life which adds value to another person. What may be adding value to another person may not add value to you. I must say that also the issue of somebody just grabbing you and saying, let's do this, grabbing you and saying, let's go this way, will come to an end because you have this self-discipline. And this self-discipline calls for courage. To stand for what you are. It calls for you to be assertive and say no when you want to say no and say yes when you want to say yes. So I'm just saying to you that self-discipline is very important in your life. Focus is so important in life. Now, I want you to understand that even many people who have done great things, they focus on one thing. Whether it's business and so on, they focus on one thing. They are known by that. They can do other things, but they're known by one thing which they focus on. Focus, and it shall be well with you. As we look at focus, I want to just bring something interesting here. Number 2, under focus, I want us to look at key result areas. What are your key result areas? If you are working or whatever you do in your life and you don't know your key result area, you will never be productive and most likely you may not even get a promotion. You need to know your key result areas in your life. By the way, what are key result areas? Key result areas are simply the areas where you are responsible. You are responsible for those areas. Those areas are under your control. In other words, if you don't do anything in that area, it will not be done. And let me say this also. Even if you have the ambition to be a leader and take over from another person, let me tell you, if you leave your key result area and you go to now start doing the work of the other person so that the organization, so that the other bigger bosses can see you, that you are capable of doing the other assignment, let me tell you, you will not get there. You will not get there. Your bosses, your committee, the board that looks and review your work, what they will do is they want to look at your key result area. What are you doing on your key result area? How are things happening? What is happening there? Are you producing results? Yes. Are you producing results? If you are to be innovative, don't be innovative on other things. Be innovative on your key result area. Are you innovative? Are you creative on your key result area? Are you creative? And if you do that, believe me, you will go to greater heights. So what are your key result areas? If you don't know your key result area, ask your supervisor. What are my key result area? Your supervisor will show you, your key result area, and your supervisor will be kind to also show you your key performance indicators. That these are the key performance indicators that will indicate that you are focused on your key result areas. And he will show you how you can know all these things, and it will guide you. For those who have strategic plans, your strategic plan will even guide you even further so that you can know whether you're doing business or whatever you're doing, what are your key result areas. Because let me tell you, when you are in leadership, maybe your key result area have to do with maybe planning, have to do with maybe delegating, maybe it has to do with you strategizing and so on and mobilizing. Maybe it has to do with you casting a vision and sharing the vision with others. As we are involved in different things, we have our key result area, and look at your key result area and focus on the key result area. Work on them, because focus will get you to become the champion you desire to be. I want to say to you, go ye therefore and remain focused on whatever God has assigned you to do in your life. The 60th building block now I want to look at is very interesting. I love this one. The wise use of time. The wise use of time. This is the 60th one. By the way, did you know that in the Bible, in the book of Proverbs, there's something very interesting there? It says, both to the poor and to the rich, there are two things which are common. Number one, they have the same God. Number two, God has given them same time. And this is quite interesting. That means whatever the rich man enjoys, the poor man can enjoy also the same God. Whatever opportunity this one gets from God, this one also can be given the same. And also they have the same time. But I suppose the key issue is not just the time, but it is how you use that time. Maybe it's not just how you use the time, but the wise use of time. Time is so interesting, because I want you to know that actually money can be lost, you can get it back. But time is not like that. Time, once it's gone, it's gone. I'm so excited that right now you are watching this video. Your time that you're watching this video will never come again in your life. But I'm glad you're using your time wisely. But let me tell you that each time that you use on anything that you do, that time will never come back to you. You can get your wall clock from the wall and cover it somewhere. You can remove your watch from your wrist and take it somewhere, but time will never stop. You can get angry, you can get happy, whatever it is. You can sleep, you can do what? You can say I'm depressed, you can say whatever it is, time will never stop. It will continue. For time, it will just keep ticking. Ta, ta, ta. But you may say, hey, time, I'm angry for now. I can't do any work now. I'm angry. But for time, it will just ta, ta, That's what time does. Whether you're annoyed, you're angry, you're sick, you're what, time will keep moving. It will keep moving. That's why I say to you, if you want to become the champion that you desire to be, the wise use of your time matters a lot. Let me make it simpler for you. Ask yourself one question. What is the best use of my time now? Just ask yourself that question. It's a simple question. What is the best use of my time now? So if you're just chatting with friends and that time is not going to add value to your life and to your future, stop it. Because you have answered yourself to say, this is not the most valuable use of my time. Things that you do easy will bring the hard times tomorrow. But if you go hard today and you do the hard things which are necessary, then you have the easy time tomorrow. I'm just saying to you, my dear friend, that you need to look at that question critically. What is the best use of my time now? Is it watching television? Because you'll be surprised that while you're watching your television, others are making money, but you're losing money. You're losing money because you're not adding value to yourself. You're not reading any book that can help you and so forth. So I'm just saying to you, what is the best use of your time? If you want to be a champion in whatever area in your life, what is the best use of your time now? That should be the question you should ask yourself. The other thing I want to share with you on the wise use of time, plan in advance. Whatever you want to do, plan in advance. And the best is plan on paper. Plan in advance, and the best is plan on paper. Write down what you're going to do. I've discovered that teachers, they don't go in class without a lesson plan. They must have a daily lesson plan. Even when that teacher has been teaching that class, mathematics, for 5 years, the same class, will still write the lesson plan. It's a requirement. Why? Because you cannot succeed if you don't plan in advance. I have mentors that I've interacted with in my life who have taught me on this matter of time, how to use your time. And with this now, I go to the third thing I want to share with you. I shared the first one, to answer the question, what is the best use of my time right now? The second one I said, plan in advance. And the third one I want to share with you is that have a daily schedule in your life. Have a daily schedule in your life. What time do you wake up? What time do you do this? What time do you go for work? What time do you knock off? What time do you sleep? What time do you prepare for this? What time do you do this? Have a daily schedule. What time do you study your books and so on? Have a daily schedule in your life. Have a daily schedule in your life. I equally didn't know this in my life until I met my mentor, Dr. Pardon Wansa, and he shared with me on issues of time. He shared with me on issues of time. And I had to now start learning on issues of time. Yes. And I have been privileged to meet also another mentor, Dr. Alvet Ngandu. And this doctor also was able to share with me. I once worked with him, and I realized something very, very interesting, that when you have a time with him, when you agree that this is the time we'll start our meeting, you have to start on that time. Once you have this daily schedule, you will respect time. Time for others and your own time. And once people know that you respect your time, they will respect you. The other thing that I want to share with you is the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule. And the Pareto principle, which was written by this economist from Italy. And this principle is all about the 20 vital things versus the 80 trivial things. So you have these trivial, which are many, and the 80% and the 20% are the few ones, but yet vital. This gentleman, he later developed this and discovered something, that in your life, whatever you do, 20% of your time is the one that is giving you the 80% benefit you get in your life. Now, you may be wondering, why are you bringing this matter on issues to do with the wise use of time? In other words, in your life, you need to know that even when you have, say, 10 things to do, of all these 10 things that you're supposed to do on your to-do list, which you have written for the day, only 2 will account for 80% of your achievement in life. What does this mean? It means your wise use of time should be this way. 1, early in the morning, don't begin your day by looking at the other 8, which are the trivial many. You begin your day by focusing on the top 2 that will give you great results and achievement. Focus on those top 2. It was Brian Tracy who wrote, time management is life management. If you can know how to use your time, then you know how to use your life. And you will become the champion God created you to be and that you desire to become. The 7th building block to achieving your desire to be the champion you desire to be is pay the price. Pay the price. And this is where I have discovered that some people make shortcuts because they don't want to pay the price. Many people don't want to follow the process. No, follow the process. In life, everything has to be planted and it goes down there and it may rot and people laugh at it that it's in the ground and it's not seen and then it comes out like that. You have to pay the price. Let me give you some examples. 1, it means you will lose certain habits. You must lose certain habits. You cannot maintain those habits in poverty and say, I'll maintain the same habits and then become a champion. It doesn't happen that way. You must lose certain habits. When you lose certain habits in your life, then you will become the champion you were created to be. But let me tell you, to lose those habits, the fact that they are habits, it means there was a time you kept doing them and then they became habits and they became part of you. It was like they are part of your character. And I want you to know that it can be painful sometimes to change from those habits. And even the people that are telling you that change from these habits, it can be painful. It can be painful. It can be painful. And I want you to know that it's important in your life to change certain habits in your life. And once you change certain habits in your life, then you discover you'll be on your way to become the champion that you were created to be. Let me give you an example. If you sleep up to 10 hours, you cannot be a champion that you were created to be. You cannot be. It is Robin Sharma who wrote a book and he says, the 5 a.m. Club. And it says all successful people, they wake up as early as 04 in the morning. All successful people, they cannot wake up after 5. All successful people, they wake up so early in the morning. So if you have a habit where you sleep up to 10 hours, you cannot be successful in your life. All I'm saying to you is that you need to be a person that should get rid of certain habits that cannot make you to be a champion. And you know them. So get rid of certain habits. By the way, there's another one. You lose friends. There are certain friends that will not get you to be the champion that you desire to be. Because probably the reason they are friends with you is because you were together as the Kambunjunjus, the Kapchochocho, Kachojonjojo, down there. But now that you must be a champion, you cannot maintain the same friends. You need to leave them and take a step further and go to greater heights. I have seen it even on airports. There's a point where even your beloved ones that you love, they must hug you and say bye to you, because from that moment they'll say, only if you have a boarding pass, you can't pass here. Only if you have a boarding, and there it will be you alone to pass. I'm just saying to you that there are certain friends that you have to leave and you move on with other friends. especially those that intimidate you, those that you can learn certain things from, those that it's as though they have achieved certain things that you have not achieved. Yes, those that have been to places where you have never been, those that have a different language from yours, those that look at certain things differently from the way you look at things. I'm just saying to you that you can have different friends in your life. You must pay the price, and this is so dear and painful. They will remain your friends, but not close friends anymore. Not your companion that you should be with all day long in your life. Gain new habits where now you're able to exercise daily and it will keep your brain alert. There is no job, there is no post of duty where it is all easy. You have to sweat everywhere. You have to sweat. You have to sweat to take an extra class, to take an extra course, to learn more from this, to study, to have, to burn the midnight oil, or to have an extra moment to get to work earlier than the time. Whatever it is, you have to sweat. Sweat for it, because that's the process, and it is biblical indeed. The Bible says, from every sweat, you'll get your bread. Break your back, sweating, and you will get the results. Pay the price, and pay it in full, and pay in advance, and God will bless you. For the Bible says he will bless the labors of your hands. The eighth building block that we want to look at, and this is the last one for this particular session, is simply life coaches. Is simply life coaches. You need to have a life coach in your life. In fact, life coaches in your life. You need to have mentors in your life. Yes, you need to have them in your life. You know, there's something that has touched me in my life as I have observed it. I've observed that the amateur soccer players who do pante out there in those dusty places, interesting enough, a number of them don't want to have a coach. But those who are professional soccer players, each one of them has a coach. They can't train without a coach. They can't play any match without a coach. Each one of them has a coach. As a matter of fact, clubs and national teams, they even have the entire technical bench. Coaches in different areas. I must say to you that you need life coaches. You need mentors in your life. Get these mentors in your life. There can be mentors that you meet in your life. There can be mentors that you meet only through books. There can be mentors that you meet only on internet or on social media. There can be mentors that you meet only through watching videos like this one, but you need coaches in your life. A mentor is one who is like a hand that is guiding you so that you don't go through what your mentor went through. So that you don't do the mistakes that your mentor made. Your mentor has gone through quite a lot, and they'll be able to mentor you in these areas. How about the coaches? You need to have coaches, because your coaches will help you with the skills that you need in your life. And each skill that you need in your life, the coaches will give it to you. And once you develop these skills, it's an investment into your dream, and you're able to achieve your dreams because you have all these skills that you have been given. Therefore, I want to say to you that pick coaches who are in the area or of your own field. You're in your own field. Pick coaches from there. You cannot wish to play soccer and you go to a basketballer to be your coach. So learn from those who are already in that field. You can get knowledge from libraries, from books, from audios, from videos, internet. You can Google or YouTube or seminars, online courses or school. You can get all this knowledge from all these areas. But the key issue is have mentors, have coaches in your life. You can never be successful as much as you are supposed to be and be a champion and unleash and awaken the giant, the potential you have in you, the champion you have in you without coaches. You need coaches. You need mentors in your life, and you go a long way in your life. I'm glad that we have this mentor forum. This is a forum for mentors so that they can interact with you, so that they can add value to your life. That's why this is called the Mentor Forum. Mentoring Moments is there for you so that it can add value to your life, because we all need coaches. Even your mentors have their own mentors. Every single successful people, I have taken time to read about who is the mentor to this person. And I have discovered a number of them have their mentors. This one has a mentor. This one has a mentor. So people have mentors in their life. You better have mentors. You better have coaches in your life. These 8 were actually the 8 building blocks for you to become the champion you desire to be in your life. May God richly bless you in whatever you are doing. Bye-bye for now. Hello. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to Mentor Forum for more inspirational videos. Keep up alive.